Hi, everyone. Welcome to another segment of I Empower Immigrant Mom Power with the Immigrant Mom. I'm so excited to be on here again. It's another Thursday, and we have a phenomenal guest speaker who is with us today. I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes so people can join us. And if you're joining us after the session, if you're watching the recorded line, I'm happy that you're here. I promise it's going to be worth your time because we have really good and valuable information to share today. Once you join, click like and share so people on your timeline can be a part of this great session. I'm just going to give it a couple minutes so people can join us. Go ahead and say hi and let me know where you're watching from. Hello, Abiola. Hello. How are you? Thank you for joining. Go ahead and share. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining. We're just going to wait for more people to join us, and then we would get on started. I'm so excited about what we have to share today. The importance of academic excellence. We are going to go deep into this topic today. Thank you. We're just going to give a few more minutes so people can join us. Let me share on my own page. I got what it takes. I sure got the means. I got what you want. Sugar, honey, iced tea. All eyes on me. Oh, baby. Hello. I can see more people are joining. Please say hi. Let me know who is here, where you're watching us from. Like and also share so many more people can join us. We're just giving a couple more minutes so we can have the house full. Right? We want to talk to people. So let's give it a couple more minutes. I'm trying to share on my own page so we would have people here. I got what it takes. I sure got the means. I got what you want. Sugar, honey. All right, people are trickling in. Thank you so much. Say hi. Let me know where you're watching me from. I would love to acknowledge you. And if for any reason you're commenting on another platform, not the Immigrant Mom platform, I probably would not see your comments. So if you would want to participate in this discussion, go to the Immigrant Mom page. Just search on Facebook, the Immigrant Mom page. You would see this live video on the Immigrant Mom page. And when you drop your comments on there, I will be able to see them live. If you have any questions, I will be able to answer them live. But if you're watching from maybe Excel's page or from Innocent Reclaim or from some other, I will not be able to see your comments live. So go ahead and join us on the Immigrant Mom page if you would like to participate, ask questions and all of that. 2 more minutes and we're going to get into it. Hope everyone's doing great. It's Thursday. I love Thursdays because it's Friday Eve. It means that we're so close to the weekend. I have had a very busy week and I'm gladly looking forward to the weekend. Hope you guys are doing great. And we're going to be starting pretty soon. You ain't know Texas women do it bigger. In the South, it gets no realer, baby. Popular grits. I'm hotter than your mama's sucker boy. Better get with it. Better watch your man. Hello, Awa. Thank you for joining. How are you? Thank you so much. Hello, right back at you. Hope you're doing great. Thank you so much for being a part of this. Promise you're going to have a good time. Share, please do share because we want many more people here. Hi, Nisi. Eunice is here. Hi. Thank you. I know you just popped in. You have something else to do, but I appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. All right. So it's right about time for us to start. Here at the Immigrant Mom, we respect time. We keep it prompt and punctual. So I will get started. Hi, everyone. Welcome to I Am series. Immigrant Mom Power series. It is a series which we have every other Thursday, showcasing the power of the immigrant mom. Who is an immigrant mom? An immigrant mom is an immigrant who is also a mom. And it could be an immigrant dad who falls within the bracket, because we're reaching out to the immigrant parent, to the parent who is raising up a child in a society, in a culture that they did not grow up in. Hi, Shuela. Thank you so much for joining me, for joining us today. So the Immigrant Mom organization started out because after 9 years of being in the United States, not fully, acclimated with this culture, had children or has children. I have 2 little children, and it dawned on me that I am not very familiar with the culture in the United States, and so there's a lot that I don't know. And so this organization started out, Immigrant Mothers for Immigrant Mothers, where we're coming together to equip ourselves, to encourage ourselves, to motivate ourselves to be the best version of ourselves, for our dreams, for our children, to understand the culture that we're in. So if you're new here to this space, this is a great organization. If you're an immigrant mom, we're here for you. Bring on your stories, bring on your experiences, share them. If you know any immigrant mom that has a powerful story of determination, resilience, vulnerability, we would love to interview women like that, or even men, because the whole notion is, if I can do it, you can do it too. And we want to showcase those stories. Today, we have a powerful woman who is going to tell us a lot about the importance of academic success in the United States, or academic success, academic excellence on a wide range. But before we go into all of that, a recap about our last session. We talked about my Black son, and that was powerful. We had a speaker that shared with us what it takes to be able to educate your child, if you're in the United States, in line with the racial profiling and police brutality that we're finding or we're seeing in the United States. And one key thing that I took out of that meeting is, when you're talking to your child, remember that the goal is to educate and not to break his self-esteem. And you can always power that through by letting him know that it's not him that is broken. The system is broken, but your Black son, your Black child, your Black daughter is not broken. And I know that we have immigrants from all ethnicities, from all races, not just Black people. But that session last week was tailored towards the African American, or the African, or let me say Black race. Anyway, without further ado, I would like to talk today about the Immigrant Mom Nugget. If you see me looking down, I'm looking at my notes, because I want to make sure that I'm giving every single thing that we have prepared for today. Now, we have every time we come live, there's an Immigrant Mom Nugget, which I would share. It's some valuable information that you would find useful. And today, let me just go ahead and share my screen so you see what is the Immigrant Nugget for today. Okay. All right, so today I wanted to tell you guys there's a lot of things going on in the immigration world. And if you're not familiar with immigration law, things are changing. And some things are even changing underneath, right under our feet. We don't even realize. But I wanted to show you what are some things that have changed in recent times. You see, the USCIS has changed the rules around employment eligibility for asylum seekers. Moving forward, as of August 25th this year, if you apply for asylum, you're only eligible for a work authorization document after 365 days. That means that when you file for asylum, you can only apply for your work permit after a year. Before, or right now, the way it is you would apply, and then after 150 days, you'll be eligible to apply. You would apply for asylum, and then after 150 days, you'll be eligible to apply for a work permit. But as of August 25th, that's going to be different. So if you know anybody who is getting ready to apply for asylum, let them know that if they apply after August 25th, they will not be able to get a work authorization until, in fact, they will not be able to apply for a work authorization until after a year has gone through. If you would like updates on what USCIS is doing, I always encourage everyone to go to the USCIS website and look at their news releases, because a lot of things happen on there and people don't even realize that it is going on. So that's our nugget for today, and I hope that is helpful information for whoever needs it. Without further ado, I'm getting ready to call on our speakers for today, the importance of academic excellence. Before I do so, we have a special guest, of course, our immigrant mom, Lilian, but she's gracing, or let me say there's a surprise or a visitor who is going to be with her, and we appreciate his presence. I already gave you a hint. It's a he, okay? All right, so let me just read a little bit about them, and then I'm trying to pull up their bio here. So Linda Bango Akpe and her husband, guys, I'm bringing you onto the stream. Your live now, but let me go ahead and read your bio before, Linda Bango Akpe and her husband, Duka Akpe, are founders of Matheaze Tutors, a tutoring and educational counseling organization with a vision of academic excellence. They are passionate about helping students achieve their academic goals. Matheaze Tutors provides tutoring services to students from elementary to high school in math, science, English, and reading. They also offer test prep tutoring such as ACT/SAT. They also mentor students and their parents. You mentor students and their parents in the college preparation process. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Lilian and Duka. I am so happy to have you on our set today.
Thank you so much for having us.
Definitely. I know I have just given a very brief overview of your bio. Everyone is so you have your friends here excited to have you on, and I can just see in the comments that there's a lot of expectation. But please just go ahead and introduce yourself. I know you are an immigrant. We would like to know what's your background, where you from, how many children, your immigrant story.
Well, again, thank you so much, Excel, for having us on this platform. We are very, very, very grateful. And I want to really commend you for what you're doing here on this platform, an immigrant mom, a very powerful thing. And I pray that God will continue to bless you with this wonderful initiative. To introduce myself, I'm Lilian Bango Akpe and my husband, Nduka Akpe. We are married. We have 4 beautiful children, and we live in Houston, Texas. And my background is, I'm a microbiologist and a food safety professional. But just to give you a little bit of my story.
Sure. We love stories on this. We love stories. Tell me your story,
So growing up, I've always been very passionate about education. I love to learn. My mom used to make fun of me when my elder sister come home. Even when I wasn't at school age, I would grab her book and I would be reading everything, So it was like something that was, I had in me when I was younger. Just loved to go to school, and the passion to learn and also to share my knowledge with my younger ones and the younger ones in the family. And I've always wanted to be that role model for, the younger ones, because I know I always believe that to be a role model, you have to lead by to lead by action. And
right.
So all through my years, elementary, secondary school, high school, and even in college, I strive to be the best in class. I'm, not trying to brag or anything, but
your teachers may be listening, or tell us the truth. Your teachers may be listening to you.
But academic excellence has always been something that I knew that was a tool that I used to express myself, because I was a little bit shy, but the fact that I was able to perform well in school kind of gave me that. I found myself expressing myself through that
awesome
platform. And fast forward, when I was in college, I knew I wanted to further my education somewhere. I know either abroad, as a young lady, I had all these dreams in my head to become a medical doctor, something. better than what I was at the time. So I started applying to schools abroad, and with the help of my cousin, even when I finished my bachelor's degree in microbiology, I didn't want to just sit at home doing anything. I started volunteering at the hospital. I even remember me and one of my few friends, we started teaching at the nursing school. I was teaching microbiology and biochemistry. Funny enough, it was something we just found, fun to do. We're not really being paid, but I enjoyed my time doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And that was something that it kind of started giving me that building my confidence and that the ability to transfer knowledge. Not even in addition to the fact that I was always helping my younger ones with their schoolwork as well.
And that's great. That's powerful that you share that. Mr. Nduka, you're the first man on the Immigrant Mom set. They would want to hear about you, your background, your story. Please, we're all ears.
Thank you, Estelle, again for this platform. I really appreciate what you do. And I just want to share about who I am. And so when I was younger, I had some struggles as a young child, and that made it difficult for me to excel academically. And as I continued to strive towards excellence, I had good teachers in elementary school, or as we call it, primary school in Nigeria, that just try to help push me along. And as I continued to do that, I realized that I had a deep talent for math that, was already clouded by the experiences. So as I got to the point where I was able to explore those talents, I realized that even in my spare time, I would just sit with numbers. Even when I'm just idle, I'll just be trying to calculate numbers in my head and all of that. So numbers became really simple for me to understand. And I found ways to actually relay numbers and math to my colleagues in school that that helped them understand it a lot better. So as I got through to college, when I got to college, I had a math teacher who would always refer students to me to show them the better way to do math. Whenever I would have a test, he would say, hey, you guys need to go to Nduka, whatever he's doing, I've never seen it before, but it works and it's simple. But while I was in Nigeria, my cousin was struggling with math, and my aunt was the proprietress of the school. They had a rule in their school that if you fail your math exam at the end of the school year, you either get a chance to repeat the exam, a different exam, or you repeat the class. So I noticed that she was really demoralized by that. And so I took it upon myself to push her through it. So after about a month of coaching her on all the topics they studied for the whole year, she was able to get her grade up from a 30 to an 85.
Oh, wow.
And so that allowed her to get to the next grade. So fast forward, as everywhere I've been since I came to the United States, or since I left Nigeria, I'd always been looking for a way to help people with math and to do all of that math-related things. And when I have my spare time, I actually take up math books just to see if you can learn something new and all of that stuff. And
would I be right to call you a nerd? Because not many people, it's not usual to find people pick up math books. Would I be right to call you a nerd then?
Estelle, I must say, when I met him, one of the fascinating things is he would play math games on his phone. I'm like, dude. But one of the fascinating things, again, about our relationship is both of us had that passion for education. And, one of the things I saw in him was that level of his intelligence. It blew my mind away, and, and his heart. But I'll let you.
and so
no, go ahead.
So I had the opportunity to get educated in Nigeria, in Togo, in Canada, and the United States. So I learned a lot of different math terminologies. So when I moved to Arkansas and I was going to a church in Arkansas, I noticed that the parents there were struggling. They have the way they learn it in Nigeria, and the children are learning in the United States, and all of them were frustrated. Parents will try to teach, oh, this is how I learned it. The students say, oh, no, this doesn't make sense. Daddy, you don't know what you're talking about. And so I would hear that often. And I just stepped into some of those conversations and said, let me help you. I have the experience in both worlds. Let me help you. And I noticed that just doing that for the students, the students started to succeed. I mean, a lot of them did very well in their math classes, and they would always ask me, how do you do it? And so as I continued to do it, I felt like this is something that I really wanted to pursue. And when I met my wife, she is so passionate about education, and not only just education. The part of it that is very special about her is she's selfless to the core. So she wanted to make sure that the thing was, how can we reach out to more people? There are a lot of immigrants in the country. They don't understand the school systems here. They don't understand how to navigate all of the school, all the school stuff and languages and all of that. So we started this as an organization to reach out to all parents to help them navigate through the school system and help their children prepare for the colleges and also aspire to be something better than what they could have been. And that's really what we're about. And we look forward to discussing more about what
Definitely.
we do.
I mean, like, the work you guys are doing is really, it's important and it's profound, because another person looking from the outside might think that an educational system is simple, right? Especially if you were born and you grew up in that community, it's almost like not something that another person does not know. But the honest truth is, when you come to this country as an adult and you don't go to school, like myself, I did not go to school in the United States. There's an understanding of the system that is very limited, and I'm glad that you are doing this kind of work to help people. To those parents that are saying, well, you know what, grades are not important. What is this academic excellence you guys are talking about? What is Matheaze? Why should I even care? What would you say to someone who is very nonchalant about the importance of their children's academic success?
Well, to begin, that's as an African and a lady, and a woman, like I mentioned before, coming to the United States, I had to, it required excellent grades,
right,
and excellent school. And one of the things, again, to add is the fact that I was able to get full scholarship to study for my master's program. Okay. If I did not have those excellent grades, and there was my chances to get that scholarship would have been limited. So fast forward here in the United States, I want to tell parents, immigrant parents, grades are the number one thing. Yeah. Number one, as important as ever, especially as an immigrant.
Right.
That is the number one tool they see, because they when they read, like, my husband's name, Onduka, not trying to be biased, but that name already, when they see 4.0 GPA,
yes,
trust me, they look past the name. They look past the name, start looking at what you bring, the result, what you bring to the table. So it's 100% important, and it starts from a very young age. Parents, it starts from a very young age, from when they are even as first grade. Start putting in that work. Spending time with them, making sure they complete their homework on time, and even as I know, as parents, we get very busy, but the one thing I want to tell parents here is, one of the things that most young people struggle with, which over the years we'll work with, is their self-esteem, their confidence. Right. Parents, we need, one of the key to academic excellence is self-confidence. Right. Once a child can be so good in school, but maybe they've been talked down to, they've been bullied in school, have conversation with your children. Make sure that they are self-confident. Tell them how great they are. No matter what, math is one of those things. Growing up, a lot of ladies used to run away from mathematics. Maybe they had a teacher who, did not really, teach them right, or they didn't have any they had a lot of foundational struggles, right, like my husband even did mention. So building a child's confidence, it's absolutely important. We spend sometimes 30 minutes of 1 hour of tutoring just working on a child's confidence.
Oh, wow. That's good that you mentioned that. And I remember you saying when we just got on set that you were very quiet growing up. And one of the things that really helped your esteem was the fact that you did so well. I was researching and just looking at, the state in which we are, or let me not say state, but the condition in which we are in the US. And I found this article which I would share. And it says that, there is a pressure of getting good grades, impressing teachers, and fitting in is socially. On top of that, there's the added stress of SATs and getting into college. This pressure turns you into the person you would eventually become, but it isn't always easy. Now, this is an article that was pulled up from a guy, a 15-year-old boy who was missing 2 years ago. And his parents were looking for him. They actually thought that the worst had happened. And then this child shows up 2 years after, claiming to have been touring the country. He was under some kind of stress of, the high school stress. Is this something that Matheaze can help parents? Parents who are saying, I'm not as smart as Mr. Nduka in math. How can I help my child not be under this pressure, have good grades? What can Matheaze do for these parents?
Go ahead. Okay. So what we normally do, especially when it comes to mathematics, is one of our approaches called system-driven approach. What we do is, one of the things we notice with students, what they struggle with the foundation. Again, it goes back to the foundation. Mathematics is like building a house, whereby if the foundation is shaky, every grade level you go, funny enough, in the United States, people don't repeat grades, right? You just leave one.
I know that. Oh, okay.
So we work with young people, like, especially during our summer program, which we're going to talk about it later. We see a lot of, when we give this assessment test, we see a lot of struggle, concept that they could have grasped, a 10th grader could have grasped in 4th grade or 3rd grade, still struggle with. So we have to go back to that to make sure that they get that concept, because if they don't get it, it's hard to be able to solve mathematical problems at higher level. So again, we use making sure the foundation is is solid. The system-driven approach make repetition. I'm a huge believer of practice. Practice makes perfect. And mathematics, if you don't practice, you forget it. So it's important to practice, not just math, other subjects as well. It's important that children get into the routine of that practice. We have at Matheaze, we do tutors to students after school on weekends. We have parents who have come to us. Truly, they can't really help their child, and we have taken them under our wings to be able to make sure that we have a lot of testimonials.
Oh, that's good. What subjects do you guys cover apart from math?
We do cover English and reading. We cover science to a lesser degree. Again, majority of the people, because of our name Matheaze, they come mainly for math. But we do cover English and reading. We cover SAT, test prep, SAT and ACT, which is one of the test preparation tool that students use to get admitted to college. And that's one of the courses. As a matter of fact, one right now, beginning tomorrow, we have a SAT program that we are launching. Is starting tomorrow. It's a 15 weeks full-length SAT program.
I think I have the flyer on. Is that the program that starts from June 8th to July 31st?
So the summer program already started. The summer program where you have the regular elementary to high school already started, but the SAT part of it starts tomorrow. It starts tomorrow, Friday, and it's 2 hours per week. What we're trying to do is have a full length. Full length is 15 weeks, where the students will do a lot of practice tests. We're going to do a lot of, we're going to show them a lot of tips and strategies on how to approach, SAT as well as ACT. And I'm sure my husband has some more to talk about that.
So, thank you again. I wanted to talk about one of the things that we pay a lot of attention to. One of the scholars that I listen to, who is an education scholar, says that students only work for teachers that they like.
That's true.
And so we actually make it an important part of our program to build a relationship with those students, Because a lot of times when students are struggling, it may not be the academics, it may be something external that is leading to their struggles. And just remembering my own background, it actually informs the way that I relate to the student. And we've had so much success. I think of a young lady that we used to tutor, and when she came to our program, we thought, she came from a pretty, affluent background. So you thought, okay, she's got it all figured out. But in the first session, I realized that she did not think anything good about herself. So for the first month of working with her, every time I met with her, I reinforced how great she was, how smart she was. And every time she made a little bit of progress, I celebrated it with her.
Oh, wow.
And after about 30 days of working with her, her father came to us and said, "What have you done to my daughter? She feels so highly about herself. I couldn't do it. No counselor or psychologist I've taken her to can achieve what you accomplished." And so that's the kind of thing that we also pay attention to. And every program that we do, every student that we do, we look at it as an opportunity to build a friendship that could last for a long time.
So you have a one-on-one with each of your students.
During the school,
how does it operate?
So during the school year, we have different programs, and some of them are one-on-one. Some parents prefer the one-on-one, and we also have what we call a semi-private, which is a group of 2 or 3 students, and then we have a larger group, usually about 7 students. And in those sessions, we try to make it interactive, and even in those group sessions, you get to learn a lot about the student. And one of the things I always tell the students in the first session is, there's no stupid question, there's no stupid answer. Just ask away. And if you make fun of any student, I'm gonna scold you for it. Because we want students to feel like they have a safe learning environment. Because if you go to the school system, the school system is brutal, especially in high school. They don't really treat themselves kindly. So when they come to us, we want it to be a safe learning space.
Right.
That comes through.
You're based in Houston, so if there are people listening to you now who are not in Houston and asking, what is your long distance program like for someone who cannot be physically at your center?
So right now we do offer most of our programs are online.
Okay.
Via Zoom. We have it's very interactive in the sense that we have a board. We have a whiteboard where we are able to solve problems on the board, and even the tutor, the students as well, if they have something that they have to communicate with the tutor, they can also share their screen. And actually, one of the things, I don't know if everybody knows, Zoom has a whiteboard where you can actually solve or write whatever you need to write on the boards. And we have actually, in the past, it's been 2 weeks already, it's been a huge success. We've already had a lot of parents telling us how excellent. We have students in New York, we have students in Iowa, we have students all over, pretty much Wisconsin. We have students all over the United States. And so the platform that we have currently is capable of reaching out to every student across the globe. Doesn't matter where you are.
Oh, awesome. All right. So for immigrants who don't know, because this is a question that I get all the time, what does it take to get into college? From my background, I wrote A-levels in Cameroon. I passed my A-levels and I applied to UB, and I went to the University of Boya. It's not that simplified when I start hearing ACT and SAT. What is that process in, making sure that your child graduates from high school and goes into university? And where does Matheaze come in that process?
So the way that the American school system works, when I know you asked the question earlier about academic excellence,
right?
Actually, the schools, there's a program called the Duke Tip, which is actually it's a nonprofit program by the Duke University. They actually start at about 4th or 5th grade trying to discover talent across the country. And so by about 5th or 6th grade, they actually allow your children to take this exam, and they put the record on file so that they actually monitor their progress as they go through middle school and high school. And I'll tell you that some of the students that we've seen get into that program, when it's time for them to even apply for college, if they maintain that academic excellence, they get all the application fees waived. So they don't even have to pay to apply to the colleges. And the other thing with the SAT, we actually recommend students, as you get to about the end of ninth grade, you can actually start attempting the SAT. It's a mistake. Or well, let me not say mistake, but a lot of people do not know that you can exam as many times as you want. But we like students to get introduced to it in ninth grade, because when you get to about 11th or 12th grade, there's too much pressure on the student to actually get all their coursework done. We want to make sure that they can finish all of that stuff so that towards the end, they can focus on getting their coursework done. And the other thing that is important with American colleges, it's not just your academics. Academics are extremely important, but your community service plays a big role in your ability to get accepted. If you volunteer in your local community, sometimes even in your church, if you work in the Sunday school or whatever, you can actually get credit towards university, because today in the universities today, they want to see you as not just a student, but a member of a community. So there are lots of, we actually help parents and their children go navigate this path so that they can get the best of their college education.
Right. Wow, this is Lilian, you look like you want to say something.
Right. I just wanted to add to my husband's point, the fact that, just beside academics, the other thing that we encourage parents to also have their children engaged in, even if in student government or in any honor society in school. One of the things that universities or colleges look for is your ability to be a leader. Try, make sure they join those programs. They are able to, start building up their leadership skills. That helps also in your college, application and scholarships and all that.
So if a new family has just found themselves in the United States and they're trying to understand their way around, is Matheaze a good place to refer newly, settled, or people who have just come to the United States who want information about the educational system and what to do with their children? Can I refer them to Matheaze?
Absolutely. Not one of the main reasons is because we are immigrant parents. We have the experience of studying in Africa, or I would say abroad, and also studying here. So we can actually relate. My husband actually did mention he's studying in like 4 different countries. So, we can actually relate to the student, and, from the student perspective and the parent perspective. So, and we are parents as well. So we have a lot of parents that do come to us and, ask all those questions. And we have been able to help a lot of parents, navigate through this process.
Awesome. I know you mentioned that you have some free courses going on this summer. For a lot of people are homeschooling. A lot of people have been thrown into this haze and maze and are trying to understand what to do. Please tell us a little bit about your summer programs that people can start benefiting now. Just by being on here.
Absolutely. Except before I even move to the summer program, I know we're talking about scholarship information.
Yeah.
Preparedness. 2 weeks ago, we have this free summer live program that we do on our YouTube channel. I encourage you to visit our YouTube channel. We 2 weeks ago, back to back, we talked about college preparedness, and we did talk about the requirements. We talked about scholarship opportunities. We did share a lot of links, and I'll encourage parents and students alike to check out that webinar that we did. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, we do free live sessions where my husband just go live. We are able to help students with any math struggle, any question that they may have, any math related topic. One of the reasons why we did this was because, again, with this COVID-19, a lot of teachers, a lot of schools, again, we can't really blame it on the teachers. The COVID-19 did happen, and a lot of teachers did not finish their curriculum. And for that reason, knowing that students are going to the next grade, there could be potential of some struggles, especially with mathematics. So we wanted to be able to be out there and help children address any mathematics concern that they may have. So again, on Tuesdays, we do that. We do help 2nd graders all the way to 7th grade students. And then on Thursdays, we work with mostly high school or junior high to high school students. So we encourage you to subscribe and log in on our YouTube channel, and tell your children, please have them log in. And we also do a lot of puzzles, which my husband find a lot of fun doing. It's actually great. It's a great way of engaging the children. Please, parents, do not leave the children play Xbox or just watch TV, all day.
Right.
Way to engage them academically, even if it's 2 to 3 hours a week, it makes a lot of difference. So again, this is one of the ways that this is free, free, and you don't have to pay anything.
Right.
And
The
we have
YouTube.
videos as well. There video topics as well. If you go to our playlist, we have videos on algebra 1 from third grade all the way to high school. So please do take advantage of these resources and keep your children engaged.
The YouTube link is actually on the screen. If you go to YouTube and you just put in Matheaze Tutors, you would find it there. You can subscribe. So every time that Njuka is live or they have one of these puzzles, you'll be able to get an alert, and so you can join them and be a part of it. I have heard so much about what you're doing with Matheaze Tutors, and it really fascinates me because, for one, I stand a chance to learn a lot. I am going to be one of the people knocking at your doors because I have little kids and I want to have all this information because, sometimes we always worry about what we don't know. And what we don't know that we don't know. That's even the scary part. And so, thank you so much for doing this. Before we go even any further, I would like to share what some people are saying about the work that you're doing. And that's why we're celebrating you here today, Lilian, because you're doing a phenomenal job as an immigrant mom. And I cannot say thank you enough, honestly. So let me just share with our audience what other people are saying about Matheaze Tutors. Wow. That's beautiful. How does that make you feel? Seeing all these testimonials and seeing, the good reviews to the hard work that you put in. How does that make you feel?
That's the fulfillment that we get. It brings so much joy. It brings so much happiness, knowing that we are doing something that could impact a life. It's way more than even the monetary, the financial part of it that we get. So it's so fulfilling.
That's amazing. That's amazing. I'll tell you this short story. Before I married my husband, one of the things I said was, I'm not good at math, so I need to marry someone who is good that can teach my kids. Because I knew how important it was.
Yes, I like that strategy. Very
right. So, Mr. Njuka, how do you feel watching all these good reviews and just seeing people saying thank you and all of that?
It's actually very humbling, to be honest. It's humbling because I sometimes, I always tell my students I don't take credit for my math knowledge. It's honestly a talent from God. I just give you. Because there are a lot of people that know this stuff, but they don't know how to relate to others. They don't know how to share the knowledge. So just being able to do all of that, I just give the glory to God for just giving me that talent and the ability. So whenever I see the students succeed, I just give glory to God and ask him to continue to help me to stay humble about what he's called me to do.
Wow, that's really impressive. And people are asking, how do I contact you? I'm going to put your contact information on the screen, but just go ahead and let us know what is the best way if someone were trying to reach out to you.
So the best way to reach out to us, we have our website right there. On our website, you just click on Contact Us. There is a Contact Us page right on the top menu. And once you click there, you can contact us directly. And you can also email us at info@matheaze.com, or, our phone number is there. You can just send us a text or actually just call us. If you are somebody who would just like to call us directly, feel free to call us anytime between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m.
Awesome.
Happy to, speak with you. We are always, ready to speak with a parent or a student who needs help in any way.
Okay. And you also shared some scholarship links. I'll put them up as well. Just a little more about what is this and how can people make use of this?
So this is something that we shared with the audience when we had the scholarship information. So that actually tells you a lot about all the different types of scholarships that you can get. One thing that I actually want to emphasize in terms of scholarships, I know a lot of immigrants don't like their children to partake in sports and all of that. Please, if they have a talent, let them use it. There's a lot of financial benefit. They don't have to go play in the big leagues or anything of that sort. If all you get out of it is a free college, it's worth it. So that's one thing I want you to understand. And so there's the academic scholarship. There's a scholarship people don't realize. There are a lot of scholarships for even just being tall. There's a scholarship you can get for being tall. As if you're a male and you're 6'2" and you're female, you're 5'10", there's a scholarship you can actually apply for. There are scholarships for being African American or being immigrant. And there are actually scholarships for international students that volunteer. There's specific scholarships for them. So there are lots of different ways you can get about your scholarship. So those links will give you lots of ways to explore the scholarship opportunities.
Okay. All right. So right now we're getting ready to close, but we have a couple more minutes to take any questions from the audience. So please, if you have questions, this is now time to ask those questions. I would like to ask both of you that what is the age group that you accept? What ages do you work with?
We work with ages from 6 all the way to we have adults who come to our program as well. So, I wanted to also mention that we have, adults who go to college. If you're a nursing student, maybe taking college algebra, we have, college students taking pre-calculus. And if you're taking any college-based math, you're encouraged. We are here to help you as well. So our age group is very, very wide, from all the way to any adult that's going to school and needs help in math, and also ACT and SAT. And to an extent, we actually do prepare students for GRE as well. GRE is the test prep exam to prepare students that are going to graduate school. So again, we do help students with that as well.
Okay, while waiting for questions to trickle in, if anybody has a question, please put it in the comment box so we can ask our nerds, our intelligent guests on live on our show today. But I was going to ask, what are some of the challenges that you have experienced? Because people want to see the real side of things too. Any challenges?
Yes, there have been challenges, especially with when you're providing an educational service in a foreign country. There's been some challenges here and there. I'll tell you a little story. When we were in Arkansas, where we just started the business, I remember there was a lady, but when they call at the time, I'll pick up the phone, and she was like, she needs help with her son. Her son is trying to, write this exam to get into a community college, and she needs help. And I was talking to her. I was like, oh, absolutely, we can help you. We went through back and forth. Then when she noticed I had an accent, she went, oh, but I want a tutor that do not have accent. And I had this shriek in my voice, And I was like, oh, absolutely. Yes, we can, I immediately I spring back and I had to maintain my customer service,
Right.
and I told her, absolutely, we can help you. We have our tutors are amazing, and said all the things that I need to say. And and I told, instead of calling my husband's name Duka, I said Duke. And the lady came. She, how we used to have a center in Arkansas, a tutoring center, and they would just drop off their children, and then the time she just stayed in the car. She didn't want to come in there. Maybe she thought, she probably didn't want to mix with us or whatever. We were fine. Usually we don't force them to come in if they don't want to come in. So
you just focus on the goal. As long as your kids are doing good, don't care about my accent, right? If you don't, that's fine. Someone has a question. A few questions are coming in, so I just wanted us to take it up before we get to the top of the hour.
Okay, I was looking at story.
Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. Please.
Okay, so fast forward, we worked with this young man for just 3 sessions, and I'm not sure what he went home and told his mom. But the woman came in, on the 3rd session. She walked in and she was so thankful. And
wow!
Like, thank you so much. My son can't stop talking about how he's solving and he's doing, great. And all of a sudden, when he wrote that exam, he passed so well. And this lady, up until the time we left Arkansas, she shared. I cannot count the number of clients we got from her, just recommending us to her friends. And so all I want to say is, to us, immigrant, if you have especially if you're providing a service, do not, customer service is very important, and do not feel intimidated by what a Caucasian or anybody would say, because focus on the result, focus on excellence in your service. As long as you provide an excellent service, people will look past that. They will not worry about the color of your skin or your accent. So we just need to keep thriving when it comes to providing a service. And if you are thinking of starting a business, providing a service, do not hold back to reach out beyond even the immigrant community, because you will never know who is out there that your excellent service can be a great help to them.
Oh, that's really good. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's really good information. Irenia, 4-year-olds.
Advice for 4-year-olds. I have a 5-year-old, although he thinks he's 10-year-old. But I would say, start with them pretty young. There are lots of free programs. There's ABC Kids. There are several free programs out there during the summertime. Then you can engage in them. Start by challenging them now. Engage them in a lot of reading. Their reading skills is very important, and start building their confidence now. Right now, tell them how great they are and how they can do anything. Of course, we always say I can do all things through Christ who strengthened me. But build their confidence now, such that when they reach that age of academic challenge, they won't feel intimidated by their peers or by whatever anybody say to them. So even the math. So just start working with them, spend time working with them. And the one thing I want to say is, start discovering their style of learning. That's very key. A child, not two child is the same. My son, the way he learns so fast, but then it's completely different from the other. No two child is the same. Just because if child A was able to grasp it, you cannot just assume that child B would just grasp it. Discover their style of learning. Spend time. Sometimes I play Xbox with my children. You know what? That's just, I don't know that I am a Xbox expert, but sometimes it helps me get them to do what they need to do. It helps me relate to them. Or I watch sports program with them. It's just a way to relate to them in their language, and that sometimes you bring out the best in the children when you relate to them. And that's bringing up academic excellence. It's a variety of things. You have to speak their language sometimes.
Do you use the school curriculum or your own curriculum?
During the school year, we do use the school curriculum. We always request request permission from the parent to speak to the teacher. Why? Because we want to make sure we are in line with the school. We don't want to teach the child what is out of school. For the summer program, it's a little bit different. You know, in the state of, if the child is from the state of Texas, what we do is we use we have common core. We also incorporate that state that they are. We go online and incorporate their state curriculum as well. And my husband can talk a little bit more on that as well.
Yeah, we tend to use the Common Core is a big one because it's used in about 40 states in the United States. So that allows us to cover a large number of students. Then for students in states that are not Common Core friendly, we actually go to that state's Department of Education to get their curriculum and try to adapt it to what we do. But at the end of the day, most students are covering the same thing. Yes. So we just use that to get a sense for the level of detail that those states are really requiring. So we have a good mix.
Okay. And Brenda is saying or asking, are you ready to work in partnership with any schools in Africa, like having some of their people who may need your services work with you through your long distance program?
Absolutely. That's one of the things that we are looking at embarking right now, because especially with Cameroon or Nigeria, Africa as a whole right now, a lot of them are not, school. They're not going to school right now. It's I think just like examination classes, as I heard, that are going to school. So we are looking to partner with any organizations that that we can be able, they can utilize our resources, and we can be able to bring this Matheaze style of education to Africa, especially. Absolutely, yes.
Oh, awesome. Well, we're almost at the top of the hour. I would love to stay here and keep talking, but we would have to respect our audience time, respect your time too. Everything that you have shared with us, the links for the scholarship, your program, your YouTube is going to be in the Immigrant Mom group. So if you are not yet a part of the Immigrant Mom group, please search for the Immigrant Mom group. That's the name on Facebook, and request to join us, because we have all this information on there, which we could not post. Brenda says, great, I would reach out for my school. Brenda is interested in that. Loic says, great info and very great platform. Someone else says, good to know that Zoom has a whiteboard. Thanks for sharing. Lilian and Duka, thank you so much. If you have any final words, this is the time for it. Otherwise, we would be. Do you have anything to share?
Yes, Excel, first of all, I want to really thank you for giving us this opportunity to be on this awesome platform. We are very grateful. And to our audience, we want to say thank you for hanging out with us today. And, we want to reiterate the aspect of, during this summertime, not leaving your children, not doing anything. Engaging them academically is very important, and also having them learn other skills as well. I know it's summer, we don't want to just be all academics, but having them in some kind of, have a schedule with your child, have them come up with a schedule, or you sit down with them, come up with a schedule with them. That would help build some structure, because the day goes by so fast, and by the time you realize it's gone, and you can't have that time back. And we have to watch out for what they watch. They are always on their computer, phone and all that. What they feed their mind with, it's very critical. That's why if they're feeding their mind with educational stuff, it can never hurt. So again, our summer program is currently going on. We encourage you to, sign up your children. And we also, one of the things I wanted to mention is our self-paced learning platform. It's called mathskills.com. We actually had it on the contact page, Excel.
Okay.
This self-paced learning platform enables you to learn at your own pace. If you say, maybe I don't want to, enroll in the summer program, the mathskills.com, you check it out. We have 7-day free trial. So what you do is we have videos, we have quizzes there. The student can access as many information as possible on this platform. So again, make use of all these resources. And don't forget our free live sessions on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Those are very fun. That's my favorite time when we hang out with.
And the puzzles.
And the puzzles, yes. Amazing how, the students, is amazing when they puzzle, they think out of the box. That's excellent. I just love how they think out of the box. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I can tell your passion just by listening to you. Thank you so much for everything you do. And for everyone who has joined us, thank you. We're going to be back on here in about 2 Thursdays. And we always have something great to share. Don't forget to like our page, to join the Facebook group, to suggest an immigrant mom who is doing great things, who is conquering in her own small or big way, to be a part of our show. Without further ado, have a great Thursday, a great weekend, and God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Estelle. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.